Welcome, everyone. You have now entered the cosmic radio receptors of KCIW 100.7 FM, located just a few miles north of the California border in lovely sunny coastal Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's interesting program, which happens to be one of our Ladies First segments.
Ladies First segment, yeah.
That was our beginning thought, right? We wanted to have ladies first. This is when we feature and converse with empowered women that make a difference in our community by excelling in what they do best.
Right.
I'm Dr. Gigi, and my co-host is, as always, Jacques Kepner. How are you today?
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Doc and Jacques radio show. Special thanks to today's sound engineers, Ray Simon, who returns fresh from the vineyards of Italy, where apparently 2.5 weeks ago he fell into a 5,000-gallon cask of ruby red Rustico wine, and he emerged just 4 days ago when all the wine had been drunk. So welcome back. And in his stead, while he was gone, Tony Stoddard has been holding down the fort as usual, the USS Enterprise, and finally the post-production sound engineer and founding father of KCIW, Tom Bozak. Hello, Tom. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for Linda Bozak, who's out now, as always, listening in. Did I mention Michael Gorse? I haven't seen him today, but thanks, as always, Michael Gorse. You're hearing this live syndicated show right now on KCIW in Brookings, Oregon. And that said, what did I do wrong? What? Did I say something wrong? Okay, I'm sorry. The same syndicated show will be rebroadcast in exactly 1 week from now, each and every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on KZZH in Eureka. Now I know you're supposed to have said that. I'm sorry.
He was very spongy about that.
Okay.
Do not veer from the program.
Okay, KZ, you're going to take the next part.
No, it's yours. Black Dot is here.
And then a few hours later on my old alma mater, KFUG 101.1 FM in coastal Crescent City, California. Now you know, Dr. Gigi and I have your coast covered.
Yeah, my turn. Take note, everyone. Orange Dot. Friday, July 24th, Pioneers Day in Utah. At 2 p.m. at Chrissy Field Visitor Center, there will be a free lecture given by our friends John Zimmerman and Richard Hoff.
Hey, Richard and John.
Who are the board members on the St. George Reef Lighthouse Preservation Society.
And what will they be talking about?
They will talk about the Cape Blanco, St. George, and Battery Point Lighthouse.
That should be very interesting. And they usually have gifts and posters and all sorts of unique things.
We went last year.
It was a lot of fun. Okay, well, it's usually a time when good medicine and health tips are colorfully presented by my German-American multi-patent holding medical doctor, scientist, university professor at the University of Utah, right? Syndicated broadcaster and newspaper columnist, Dr. Gigi Reed, as she talks up medicine, what matters most to you. But after all of that buildup, we will be foregoing this MD Gigi segment because we have two incredibly talented women in the studio with us today, and we want to get right down to business with them. So, that said, there's something quietly powerful about our coastal towns, the way creativity drifts in like fog, and then it settles into the wild rivers landscape and flows around all of us. At the coastal border between southern Oregon and northern California, that creative spirit is being shaped and amplified by two very remarkable women whose collective visions are transforming our corners of paradise. Sue Wright, founder and president of the Wild Rivers Film Festival, has spent the last 4 years cultivating a space between film and a place where storytelling thrives, where independent voices and diverse perspective and cinematic artistry finds both a stage and an audience. Each August in Brookings, her Wild Rivers Film Festival becomes more than an event. It becomes a gathering of imagination, connections, and shared human experiences. And then, guess what? There's Kat Liddell, whose passion for live performances gave rise to Threepenny Theater, a bold and intimate venue where stories unfold in real time, where actors and audiences breathe the same air, and where the magic of theater reminds us what it truly means to be vested in the present. In a world that often pulls us apart, these two women have created environments that draw people together. Both of them are visionaries. But more than that, they are builders of culture and trailblazing stewards of creativity, and I dig that. Indeed, Sue and Kat are true champions of our coastal community. Today, you are invited to step into their worlds, explore their journeys, and celebrate the enduring power of the arts along this rugged, beautiful coastline that we all call home. So without any more verbiage from me, Dr. Gigi and I welcome Sue Wright and Kat Liddell to the Doc and Jacques radio show. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Well, I always get to ask the very basic questions for both of you. Sue and Kat, where were you born and raised? We'll start with Sue.
I was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky, while my father was in the service. Then he
Whoa.
was sent to Oahu to finish his service duty, and my mother moved to Missouri, where her family was located. So I had a couple of years in Missouri.
Oh,
And then we moved to the South Texas coast, and I grew up just across the bridge from Padre Island, if anyone knows about the spring break, one of the spring break capitals of the world. Yeah, Party Central. And then I did my high school years in Washington State.
Dang.
Wow.
All over.
So,
Diverse.
yes, all over. So I sometimes joke that I'm bi-coastal.
nice.
Kat.
Yeah, so I like to joke that I wasn't born here, but I was definitely raised here. My family moved to the area when I was about a year and a half old, and I went through the K through 12 system here. Like spent all of my growing up years here in Brookings. Went away to college for a few years, got my English degree, and then when a job at the library opened up, I said, "Hey, I want to be a librarian."
At Brookings Harbor High School, that's where you were?
That's where I graduated from Brookings
Wow.
Harbor High
So
School.
you are. We'll give you a
yeah.
native.
So yeah, and then I came back to work for the library. Been working for them ever since. It's been about almost more than 12 years now that I've been with them. So
Wow.
I've been around this area most of my life, really.
Cool.
Yeah.
And including, you were filling me in 8 years now, almost 8 years with Bruce and Insider.
Yeah, it has been around 8 years, I believe, with the Insider Report. I know we've done over 500 episodes at this point in
Wow.
time.
And we
so-
think we're cool with 150,
around.
right?
Right.
500
About.
pounds.
Yeah. So
You
it's been my
score.
Monday morning for a very, very long time.
Right on.
It's been reporting with Bruce. Yeah.
Cool.
Now, Sue, what brought you here? And how long ago?
My first trip, my first experience living in Curry County was in 1976.
Whoa.
Wow.
Couple months
And
ago.
yes, I came with my mother, and I lived in a lodge about halfway between Carpenterville and Pistol River,
Mm-hmm. Just
up
north
above
here.
Hooskatten.
Mm.
Really enjoyed that, but moved back to Texas and eventually ended up at the University of Oregon in the sociology program. I
So
couldn't
at
believe.
Eugene.
In Eugene.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you were a
So-
duck for a while there.
I was duck for quite a while because I did my BA, my MA, and my PhD all at the University
Wait
of
a minute.
Oregon.
You got a
PhD.
PhD in what? What did Hubble
In
tell?
sociology.
Oh, my
So
God.
we could call you
With
Dr.
Dr.
Socio.
Sue.
Dr. Sue, yeah.
Dr.
Dr. Sue.
There we
With the background in women's studies. So mostly my expertise is in
you're
family and gender.
Very nice. Well, okay, let's stay with you then. Tell us about the Wild Rivers Festival.
So it's kind of a long backstory. I'll try to make it
Yeah?
short.
The Cliff Notes?
Yes, the Cliff Notes.
I haven't heard of that.
I moved here in 2020 to help take care of my mother during COVID, and I was working on the Wild Rivers Coast Foundation for Dance on their board. And COVID shut down all of the live venues.
Oh, boy.
And we were trying to find a way to keep the dancers active. And so we started looking at how to do the Nutcracker as a videography. And then Sky Marie McDonald wrote a narrative film screenplay for the Nutcracker. And we started reaching out. And the next thing we knew, we had a crew of 7 here making a narrative film of the Nutcracker with the dancers and local community members during COVID.
Wow.
Dang.
But you,
That little film went to dozens of film festivals.
Oh, cool.
Got so many
Yeah.
awards, but it ended up premiering at the Orlando Film Festival, where it took the Cast Ensemble Award. And it was there that we met Dan Springen.
Dan Springen. Our
Yes,
friend,
you know
right?
Dan
His
Springen.
friend.
And I asked him at an after party that I just told him we were interested in a film festival, and Brookings had been interested in a film festival for some time, and would he help us? I was so impressed with the way he the Orlando Film Festival. I asked him if he'd help us, and he did.
And you're a 501c3?
We are a 501c3.
With what, do you know the mission statement?
Well, the mission statement is rather broad, and it's kind of long, but essentially our role is to bring art and culture through film here, to help promote the film arts education here, and to help build a film economy here on the Oregon coast.
Cool. How about its mission statement? Do you have a simple mission statement on the?
That's
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 what
it.
she was talking about.
Okay.
The simple, she cliff noted that one too.
All right. Have you always been into movies? 'Cause-
No.
No, I'm like me. I've never really was a big
I've
movie.
always been impressionable with films. Like Camelot, just when it came out, I think I was 12. I was like 10, and I just couldn't, it's so magical. But I used film to teach with because they were I was so impressionable with them. I started using them to teach, and I just love film festivals. I love film.
Right. That's cool.
So
I had one class in college, film, and but I never stuck. I just wasn't a big movie. And I also, regarding how many festivals, there are so many
there are
festivals.
thousands of festivals.
I got on that Freeway Festival, the Freeway Submission. There's like 10,000.
Yes.
Wow, there is a lot.
So you liked having film festivals, and you went to see Dance Spring in Orlando. What originated that? What caused that? Why did you feel that way?
We came back and we put together the 501c3, and I'm so grateful to members of our community, including Mark Gautreaux and Kat Liddell, Judy May Lopez, Bev Jude, Marie Curtis, Michelle Ramos. They were all on our original board.
Wow.
So
that is pretty cool.
it was, it's a really heavy lift to get that kind of event off the ground the first year. And it was magical. And then Dan brought his crew from Orlando the first year to run the film festival, and we learned a lot about it. I would say we still didn't really know what we were doing, but we were doing it.
Now, you started during COVID or at COVID. Did it catch you off guard?
So we didn't have the film festival going until 2023. So it was after COVID.
And when did you start actually thinking about it?
In 22.
Oh, okay. So you didn't lose a lot of COVID time.
We put a big event together in less than a year.
So
Kat remembers.
How did you go from idea to reality? Yes, so you didn't really know, but you still did it. What were those early steps besides just hanging on to the code from Dance Spring?
It was about finding venues. So we work with Redwood Theater. We work with the Chetco Pelican Players. We work with the library. So we had to have venues. We needed films, so Dan Springen, as our executive director the first year, curated films from the Orlando Film Festival and brought them here. This year, we've had over 30 submissions directly to us, so we're about at that place where we won't need to draw from Orlando Film Festival.
Do you alone pick those, which is the best, or does the board do it? Are you still on the board, Kat?
Oh, no, I'm not. I haven't been on the board for about a year, I'd say. But yeah, no, I remember the whole process very fondly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and at my library capacity, we partner with them on the venue. So So we're very intertwined.
In the
still.
Redwood Room, was that
the
right?
Forest Room? Yeah, our large.
So I've been in there yesterday, and I said that's really, really
Are
great.
there any humorous or sad stories?
About that first year, any humorous or sad, funny, emotional stories?
The crew that Dan brought, they were so efficient, so organized, and so much fun. Just hanging out with them was a blast.
You never look back. How cool. Let's switch over to Kat Liddell. Is the Threepenny Theater a 501c3 nonprofit too?
Yes, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. Yeah, we started in 2023. We became a nonprofit in 2024. We were like, it started as an experiment. We weren't sure how our first year was going to go. And when things went phenomenally well. We were like, well, let's keep this going. Let's get a board together. Let's become a nonprofit instead of just doing theater out of my garage, essentially.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what is your mission statement in a Cliff Note nutshell?
Yeah, so I've got it right here. Our mission is to spark creativity, ignite new ideas, and forge an inclusive, thriving performing arts community on the Wild Rivers coast. We're dedicated to accomplishing this mission by advancing the education and accomplishments of local performing artists through the production of groundbreaking and thought-provoking live theater.
Right on.
Wow,
See?
yeah. And
Told
we
ya.
do have such a broad artistic neighborhood here. It's
We
just
really do.
incredible.
We're very fortunate. Who came up with the name and how
Yeah,
did you come up with that name?
Jason Liddell and I founded Threepenny Theater Co. together in 2023, and Jason was actually the one who came up with the name. He had been reading the Threepenny Opera by Bertolt Brecht, and there was just something about the name Threepenny that really stuck with him. We knew we wanted to do theater that's accessible and affordable. Like even if you don't have a lot of money, you can come in and enjoy it. And so we've also like kind of rolled that into our mission of making sure everybody always has an opportunity to access the
Right
arts.
on.
So that's kind of where that came from.
Did I hear that right? You started about 23, 20?
2023 is when we put on our
2023.
first show. Yeah.
Similar. And so what brought you to thinking about Brookings would be the perfect?
Yeah. So, well, like I said, I raised in Brookings. I've worked here my entire life, and I've been a part of the theater scene here since I was about 12 years old.
Chetco.
Oh, the Chetco Playroom,
Was there another
Pelican.
playhouse years ago?
So, yeah, there's a whole history of theater here in this community. The Chetco Pelican Players have been around since 1988, I believe. So they're the oldest theater company in town. And then there's also Brookings Harbor Community Theater, which got started by another librarian, actually, Dory Randall, the late Dory Randall, in like the late 2000s. So they've been operating off and on too since 2008. But
Where do they have their
yeah.
plays?
So the Brookings Harbor Community Theater, they are like Threepenny. We're both traveling troops. So we go wherever we're able to get a venue, and we turn it into a pop-up theater is how we go about it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Now, these
Yeah.
So where do you travel?
So we mostly stick to the Curry County Del Norte areas for right now, where we don't have quite like the big truck to move everything around. But we just try to be flexible, and where we're open-minded about where we want to perform. We've done things at the Activity Center, the Chetco Activity Center north of town. I just wrote a murder mystery that was like interactive and took people through the whole space.
That was so
It
much
was really
fun.
cool, yeah.
Right.
We've been in the little event center over by the Feather Your Nest across from Les Schwab. Like we have a little 30-seat house in there. And when we did Sylvia and I was playing Sylvia the dog, I was practically like getting off of my leash and onto people's laps. So
You played
Yeah.
Sylvia
That's
the dog.
That's a
Yes.
humorous story.
Yeah,
We're going to ask you what's a humorous story or
yeah.
it's funny.
So yeah, we're adaptable. But yeah, there's been so many crazy stories from doing theater as a traveling troupe.
Tell us some.
Sure. Our first year, so Jason and I, we took money out of our savings to get the rights for a 2-person dark comedy called Venus in Fur. And that involved, we reached out to somebody with Brookings Harbor Community Theater, and we did that show on a string of borrowed lights and a prayer, just to see what kind of reception we would get, because it's an edgier show. And we've been used to acting with companies where things like, there's a lot of melodramas, a lot of classical musicals and stuff, and we were like, we wanted to do something different. And so we were like, well, if we don't get chased out of town, we know we can do another one. And instead of chasing us out of town, people were like rolling in the aisles laughing at our dynamic with each other. So
So how long have you been acting then?
since I was about 12 years old, yeah.
So, yeah, about 10 years.
Well, you're very kind to me. I'm 34. So.
Look
But-
great. Very good.
But yes, yeah.
So, hey, Sue, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced in getting the Wild Rivers Film Festival off the ground? We've kind of covered that in the past, but were people immediately supportive of it? And
I have to say, and I didn't anticipate it. It's because I'm such a big film festival buff. I'm South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and film festivals in Seattle and Portland. And so the biggest lift for us the first year was people would ask, what's a film festival? And we're going to back up and say, oh, let me explain what we're trying to do. And I think we're still sometimes explaining that what we're doing is bringing independent films that have just hit the market. So these are passion projects by young filmmakers.
Passion projects.
Yeah.
Now,
Projects, that's very
cool.
They're not the kind of thing that you can even screen on Amazon or Prime or Netflix. Some of them are edgier. A lot of them are issue-oriented. But our filmmakers come to town with their films, and then they do question and answer sessions after the screenings. And I think the audience has gotten really excited about being able to talk to these filmmakers about what they're doing and why. So,
Right on.
And we keep kind of honing it for our area. Our opening film for 2026 is going to be a film called The 100-Year Effect. And it's a film that's built by Dr. Kent Thornburg out of Oregon Health Sciences University and a producer down in LA named Bill Stewart. And their goal was to make a film about epigenetic research that was both accessible and appealing. And they've done that. It's kind of funny to start with, and then it builds, and it's very compelling.
How long of a film is it?
It's about an hour and a half.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's a full-length documentary,
Right. I know
but it's fun to watch.
some of the beauty of the film festivals are that you can have cartoons, you have shorts,
We do.
10-minute, 20-minute ones.
Yes,
So you got to pack in a lot of emotion in the, let's say, 10 or 20 minutes to
Right.
really make a...
a tight story. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
how-
short story versus poem, right?
How
You-
fun. Now, how do you vet them out? I mean, are you sitting down with...
So
people like Kat?
originally, Dan Springen was vetting all the films for us. This year, we're beginning to do some of that ourselves as we've, learned what we like, what our audience likes. So, but Dan's still vetting films for us, and so
And
that's
then what he reviews... Is
He reviews them
He's actually
all.
the president, right? Or is he the president
he's
of the...
he's executive director.
executive director.
So
okay.
Bev Jude is our president
Okay, hey, Bev,
currently.
right? Shout out to you.
Yes.
So you have 30 submissions so far, right?
Yes.
Are they all movies? They're already made, or is it like...
These are all movies that are finished,
Okay.
but they're not in distribution. So
Right. But they're made. They're ready to be...
they're ready to be seen.
shown.
Yes.
And when were they made? Were they all like...
All in the last year or so.
Wow.
And are you going to stick with that 30, or there's some of those are going to get pulled down to 20,
So
let's say?
some of them may not end up in the film festival for one reason or another.
Yeah.
And then what Dan does so beautifully is to fill in the gaps with films that he's seen either at Orlando Film Festival or Sarasota Film Festival. And he will reach out to those filmmakers and ask if they will submit to
to
us.
ours. So if the films are shown from like Jacques has a film, does he get paid, or is it an honor to be shown? How does that go?
It is an honor to be shown.
And then
They
it's a
don't
feather
get
in the...
paid.
Oh, I wasn't expecting.
So these filmmakers are putting their homes up
Right.
for the financing to make these films. And just be
Yeah.
real clear about this.
Yeah.
They're not making money.
Right. And
Right? So these are
But
passion
it is-
projects.
But you can say,
Yes.
hey, I was in
Yes.
a film festival.
And we
Yeah.
do have cash prizes. So for our best film, for our best documentary, for
yeah, there's
our
the
best
voting.
short, and then for an upcoming young filmmaker, we have the Elmo Williams Award.
oh yeah, that's a big character in our
and
our
so our
community, right?
trophies are these octopuses that are made locally by a glass artist.
cool.
So
What are they called? The Glass Octopus Award.
we don't have a name for them yet.
Now, did you grow up seeing Elmo about?
I saw Elmo out and about like when I was a kid. I was so little. I didn't, or was too young to, I think, really fully appreciate like the impact he had on the community because I was so small. But yeah,
he was the marshal in the parades.
Yes, so I would see him in parades and whatnot. I'd see him at functions.
How do you vet some of the plays out? Do you just because your experience in the plays, because you're a librarian, because you're exposed?
It's a mix of stuff. Yeah,
You and Jason just mull it over, and you.
Well, our board is very involved in helping us select and suggest shows that we can produce as well. So oftentimes, like Jason and I have ideas, and we'll put them forward. But we have a script reading committee, so we take all the suggestions from people. The script committee reads them, gives their feedback on like the merits of the play. Like, does it seem like it'll be well received by our target audience? We like to have a nice balance. Make sure we always have like a comedy, and make sure that we have like something on like a more serious side of things. So we try to craft like a well-balanced season as well. So
you had any musicals?
We have yet to do a musical. That's a whole different thing in and of itself. That's one of our on the horizon projects we're looking at. Yeah,
but I would say the Laramie project is up there with the kind of demands that a musical would take.
It's right. We keep doing more and more complex shows. Yeah. We go, okay, we did something with a simple set. Now let's see if we can do something where there's a box set, where you build the walls and create the interior of a house, for example. And we just did that last fall in a really small space in the event center for same time next year. We made this empty event center look like the inside of a hotel room, complete with a window that I jumped out of.
And a piano.
And a piano to play at. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. So
how many plays do you have a year?
We do around 3 plays a year, and then a smattering of like sometimes one-time fundraisers and special events that involve live entertainment as well.
And how long do those plays run?
We do 2-week runs. Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. We do 2 weekends, 6 shows total. We find with our actors and the balance we want to strike with people is from my prior experiences acting in the community, going for 3-week runs, like it feels nice to be able to perform that long, but sometimes it's hard for people to have the stamina to continue to keep going for that long when you're also tying down a day job and got family, kids to look after and stuff. And we found people can find it easier to commit to 2 weekend runs. So
now, are you participating in all the plays? Are you an actress?
So I act, I direct, I run lights and sound, I throw a hammer around and build sets once in a while.
Everything. There we go.
We do a lot, yeah. So it all kind of depends on what's needed for each production. Like in the most recent one coming up, the Laramie Project, I'm not acting at all. I'm just directing. So just directing, but yes, I'm herding the cats rather than being one of the cats.
In the past 3 years, so you put up about 3 a year, so you've done 9.
Yeah,
approximately.
But we're getting close to doing 9
What's
full
been
shows
your favorite of the 9?
Oh,
do you have
goodness.
a favorite?
It's so hard to always pick one, but yeah. Right now the one it's always the one I'm currently in. Right now. So the Laramie Project's been extra special because of the sheer size of the cast. Like I said, we kept things simple in the beginning and stuck to small cast shows just to stay flexible. But this is our first time having a cast of more than a dozen people, and each and every one of them so passionate.
The Laramie Project, is it like Laramie, Wyoming?
Wow.
Yes.
Where it comes from?
Yes, the Laramie Project is a docudrama. So this it surrounds the events of the murder of Matthew Shepard in Laramie, Wyoming in 1998, and the trial that happened afterwards. This group called the Tectonic Theater Project came out, and they interviewed a bunch of people from the town about how they were grappling with this tragedy in their community. Right. And they did more than 200 interviews, and then they pulled essentially the words that were spoken in those interviews. They pulled together to create the script.
He was a young gay, as I recall, right? He was a gay guy, and he was just ganged up. They killed him, right? Just like, get out of our...
Correct. Yeah, he was an openly gay college student. He ran into 2 men at a bar, and it's not clear whether he asked for or was offered a ride home. But then during the ride home, they killed him. Yeah, they tied him to a fence.
Yeah, now, what his name again was?
Matthew Shepard.
Yeah, tragic.
Yes, so we thought it was a good one to do for our community. We had a lot of interest from Southern Oregon Coast Pride and putting it on. And also, too, just as a rural community, how a rural community deals with tough topics and tragedy and make sure it doesn't define them. Yeah.
All right. Time flies when we're having fun.
Yeah,
We certainly are here. It's already that mid-break time on the Doc and Jacques live radio show, proudly broadcasting from the KCIW 100.7 FM studios in lovely Brookings, Oregon. The list of major sponsors for your community radio stations are Advanced Airlines, flying in and out of nearby Crescent City to Oakland and LA 7 days a week. Hello to Levi Stockton. And we got to have them back on the show. Yeah, we got to get back to the founder of that. Michelle Ramos, hello to you and our own vibrant local Curry County Chamber of Commerce. Nick and Lisa Rail, always pleasure to see Nick. We saw him last week. And his PPA, or his Partnership for the Performing Arts. We have a fairly new, 6 months now, I think, Coastal Health, Home Health and Hospice.
Sorry, time with
that's
that
a tough
name.
one. Coastal Home Health and Hospice, serving Northern California, Southern Oregon. This is an exemplary, emotional, and helpful nonprofit organization that's here to help all of us grow older and transition from one house to another. And guess who the doctor is there? I wonder, Dr. Gigi. Thanks for all you do there. And lastly, here your name gets mentioned, my dear co-host.
We're all over the place.
Dr. Gigi. So there you go. Thank
all right,
you to all
thanks
those.
to all of you, us. Okay,
Yeah, there we go.
my question is for both of you, how were you first perceived when you came up with that idea? I mean, for the Threepenny Theater, we already have one, and we maybe had another theater type thing, and the film festival is it's not something that we would envision teeny tiny Brookings would have. So how did the public react?
They thought I was crazy.
Sue, you're not crazy.
I wear that hat proudly. I'm a troublemaker. Just ask my colleagues from my 20 years at Eastern Washington University.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you broke through though. How about Kat?
Yeah, it was an interesting thing when we said we wanted to do a traveling theater. We had a couple of skeptical people. They're like, nobody will be able to find the venue if you're constantly moving. People weren't sure, like, are the shows going to be too dark? And the second that we did it, like, the support just came rolling in. So it was a pretty quick turnaround. But yeah, people have been really supportive from the get-go, it feels like.
And for both of you, for the last 3 years, it has been growing, right?
Yes.
Has it shrunk?
Mm-hmm.
Growing rather rapidly.
No.
In bounds?
Let's talk about partners. Jason, is he from this area too, or was he from?
Yeah, Jason was born and raised in Curry County. Yeah.
I had a couple opportunities to sit across from him here and there, but now I know that's interesting. How about Rick?
Rick's
Sue?
Canadian.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
You can always tell his. Yeah. So it's,
Okay, now back to me.
Okay.
My question.
So I'm trying to find where we are in the script, but that's okay.
All right. Both of you do this stuff on the side, so to speak. I don't know about.
I'm retired.
Okay,
so-
not on the side. I don't know. Are you work as a librarian?
Yes.
So it is super high stress. Both of those seem to be super high stress. Sue is Miss Cool anyway. Like, I don't know if you ever can be stressed at all, and you have a stressful job with being a librarian. How do you do it? I mean, especially those 3 shows and then the practice and you with
Wait,
the
Kat,
festival.
you deal at the library, you're assist, but you're with the kids mainly, right? So,
I oversee the youth department, but also all programs and events. Honestly, we wear a lot of hats in a rural library, but so that's my day job. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
But essentially, what's sleep? That's kind of how I do it. Yeah, I'm just really passionate about it, and it just gives me enough energy to keep going.
I don't know of a librarian that isn't passionate. Seriously, I mean, you got to be. You've got to be the heads up, smile on, happy person that knows a lot of stuff. Proven that. Good for you.
It helps a lot.
I would have to say, I probably work 20 hours a week on the film festival.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how about during the film festival?
And then it's more than 40 hours a week during the festival.
Yeah.
We have a working board, and all of our board members are involved in the actual production of the event, and they don't get paid. It's all volunteers.
good.
So we have
Yeah.
over $100,000 in volunteer labor
Wow.
with the film festival.
Wow,
Yes.
that's an interesting way to look at it. How many people are on the board, WR?
We have 6 executive members and 4 advisory members, so they don't vote, but they're like Michael Gorse. They're very actively involved, and they give us a lot of
Right
volunteer
on. How about
hours.
Threepenny? How many people are on your board?
Oh, I think we're sitting at 8 right now. Yeah, and then I'm the one that's the executive director ex officio. I don't vote on anything. I let them make the decisions, and I give my input as the person who's been doing it for a while.
So both of you have an even number. I thought it was imperative to have an uneven number for voting.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's really like
We've only come across one vote where we were evenly split down the middle. And because we're more of a collaborative board, we actually just kept talking about that until we found a solution.
Cool.
Now, I know that we all think with the once a year festival, Wild Rivers Film Festival, when is it taking place this year?
It's August 13 to 16. So our opening day, so we just have the one film on opening night. We'll start with the happy hour from 4 to 6. And the red carpet in front of the Redwood Theater from 6 to 8.
Yeah, you were interviewing people.
Yeah. So I interview from time to time.
Right. Okay, so what I want to get to, though, you're doing the once a year kind of a show, so it just comes down to a blazing 4 or 5 days there of intensity.
And we are working probably from 8 o'clock in the morning till after midnight for a week.
For 1 week. Remember Eric Sill, who does the lights at the thing? I said, man, you're not busy 11 months of the year, and suddenly around comes Christmas time with the Festival of Lights, and you're slammed.
Yes.
So you're busy year round, but super intense.
Well, we're grant writing, we're fundraising, we're building sponsors.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Getting people interested.
Logistics, it's all the pre-planning, our venues locked down for... So it's not just where we're screening the films, it's the happy hours, it's the after parties, it's the award ceremony. So there's a lot that goes into that round.
And Kat, yours is more predicated on the every quarter now, and you've got something going on, so you're planning.
It's a cycle, yeah. So it starts from we'll start reviewing scripts in late summer of the year prior, and once we set our season, we get around to talking to sponsors, like booking venues as far ahead of time as humanly possible to make sure that we get the dates that we want, drafting audition announcements, fundraising,
Right,
and planning out making sure we have directors lined up. We sometimes, one of our board members is a professional actress based in Portland, and she also directs too. And sometimes we have to make sure she can get down here and help with stuff. So
coming down from Portland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, so you both will take money to see whatever, right? I mean, costs to go see the movies, it costs to see the place.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to do so much fundraising. What is the percentage of what you actually make in the, in the entrance fee or whatever it's called, compared to the fundraising? I mean, it's sad that we have to do you guys have to do so much fundraising, right?
Well, I don't see it as a sad thing in and of itself. Our ticket sales are definitely a minority portion of our proceeds, but by doing that much fundraising and having such generous sponsors and generous supporters, we're able to make the tickets affordable for people so that we don't have to jack up ticket prices.
And so many people in town having both you and Jason,
and it's
right?
something that we share with Threepenny is keeping our passes affordable for the community. So typically, South by Southwest, the passes now for their 10-day festival are well over $2,000.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
And then you still have to stand in line, and you may or may not get into a particular film. This is the beauty here. We're keeping our VIP passes. This gets you into all the films for 4 days, to all the events for $150.
What a deal.
And if you don't want to do the events, we have a $50 pass that gets you into all the films you want to see for 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we have a $20 day pass that'll get you into
$20 will get you all the films.
all the
playing
films
that
in
day.
one day.
Wow.
Right. So we know we're a rural community. We know that there are a lot of people here that are not well off. And we're trying, and we actually are getting grants from foundations like Roundhouse to help us do that, to keep it affordable for a rural, fairly isolated community.
Okay, Kat, you have to pay usually for these play the rights to the play?
royalties to perform
royalties,
them a
that's
lot of the
right.
time, unless you're writing it yourself or performing Shakespeare. Yeah, there's usually licensing
Have you ever
fees.
done any original
Yeah. So the murder mystery that we just did this spring, I wrote that, and
Okay, so that's when that Rochelle told us who did it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and then we said, well, we don't want to go now because it was Jason, right? It was his character.
That's the funny thing. There was a different culprit each night.
So you actually wrote our version.
But tickets were hard to come by too because we sold out every single night. So, but like Sue said, it's so important that we make those ticket prices affordable. We just had the shocking raise of a ticket price from $15 to $17. Oh my goodness! But then you think about like going over to see like a good seat at Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and it's more than $100. To be able to see a play there.
At the Brit up there?
At Oregon Shakespeare Festival,
Which is
in
Ashland.
Ashland.
Yeah.
Ashland, Oregon, no.
Yeah.
Britt is in
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville or some Jackson, right?
Yeah, and as a kid who grew up poor in Brookings and had my $5 and it could make me afford to see a play, and I loved going to plays. Like I wanted to continue that for people.
Right on.
It's really
so
important.
you're going to be writing any more? Is this what?
I've been asked when the next murder mystery is, so it sounds like I might need to break out my notepad or something and get something going again. But
was it like an epiphany? You just said, "Oh, I want to write this," or was it the dragging? Okay, now this person has to say something. I mean, how do you? I couldn't write a mystery.
It came about because we have a very close working relationship with the Checo Activity Center, and we've done a couple fundraisers for them in the past, and they asked if we would do a fundraiser with them again if we'd use their space. So I told them, yes, I can do that. Can I use your entire space? Because I have the idea for a living game of Clue.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, and also because at the library, I'm the head archivist for the Fujita archives there. I've got a lot of knowledge of local history in the area. So I made it like based on like it was set in this area and like a different historical timeline. So, yeah, I drew on stuff I already knew already to kind of write it. Yeah.
Wow, that's really
Sue,
cool.
what don't you like about the Wild Rivers? What's been the hardest part for you to deal with, and something that
Well,
you'd say, I wish it wasn't that way, but it is.
It's a better way to
it's
put it.
launching something when you don't actually know what you're doing. So it's learning while you go and while you grow. Sometimes that's
But that is in the past. You're now.
we're still learning about how to run a big event, a big film festival event.
I thought it was what we saw was very smoothly run. It was.
Oh,
really,
thank you.
Yeah.
And that's
Didn't you
the
think so?
goal
Yeah.
is for our audience to have a smooth and pleasant experience.
And it was very blingy, for Brookings. I thought, dang, this looks really cool.
So you can actually get dressed up and you
Yeah, I
can
really
get your
do.
photo taken on the red carpet.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was really cool. I liked it.
We had a great crew last year. Like I said, we've just learned a lot in the past 3 years, so we're looking forward to doing it.
And you're
even
doing
bigger.
well, right? I mean, the festival's
Yes,
on good.
yes, it is.
How about you, Kat? What don't you like about all the things, all the hats you're holding? Any hat in particular you don't like?
Oh, I mean, like, there's fun things about all the hats. Every once in a while, I guess, like, the thing I wish most is that I wish, this is my shout out to the community. Do you like directing plays? Like, we need more directors. We definitely need a bigger pool of directors. It's a really big job, but it's really rewarding to bring a creative vision to life. But it does take it. You got to dedicate like 3 to 4 months of your life to make sure that you're executing it successmesually. So,
And
just
based
need more.
on what you've seen, let's say like the Barefoot in the Park, what the Checo players was just
yeah.
doing. I mean, it's a play that many has been played many places.
yeah, it's a Neil
So
Simon.
You got to know
it
about
was, it was funny. Woo.
Of course, I grew up not watching many plays or movies. So
Yeah, it was
for
really
me,
well done. I
Yeah.
have to say. Now, do you both also depend on volunteers? No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
How many volunteers do you have, and how many more do you need?
Kat, how about how many?
For us, it all depends on the production. But I mean, like, we have a constant need for volunteers. It would be really, really nice to be able to spread the love around. Like I said, shout out for directors. We need volunteer actors. We're also a 100% volunteer organization. But yes, we love help with social media. We love help with graphic design. I'm the head graphic designer at the moment. We just had people hop on board with the Laramie Project, who one of our cast members is a handyman by day. So he offered to build the set, and I was just like,
Right on. Yeah, that's right. There's so many
but there's
aspects
so
of
many
it.
jobs that need doing, and it's like if you have a skill, it can probably be applied in theater. Like really, honestly, on stage or off stage. Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap there too. And one of the things we've been talking about for about a year and a half, and we're getting closer to, is creating an arts cooperative where we can share volunteers, we can share resources, we can write grants together, we can share a space. And so I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, count KCIW in there too, as you know.
Yes, KCIW in there too.
We're all involved with the radio station, and it's getting the word out. And I think it's the collaborative model that the more the merrier. We get everybody bringing different sets of skills to the table. And it's all good.
Collaboration's where it's at.
Yeah.
If you could tell every person in our coastal region just one thing about how good the Wild Rivers Film Festival and or the Threepenny Theaters, what would you say, Sue? Wild Rivers?
I would say we're bringing information and education on issues to the community as well as entertainment.
All right.
Kat.
Okay, how about number 2? How about
How about Kat?
Yeah. So what I would say, like, and especially one thing that makes, in my experience, Threepenny unique is that we don't shy away from the deeper stuff. And like, if you want to feel, like, if you go to the theater wanting to feel something, we're the place to go. Like, we've got some incredible actors that really pack a punch with emotionally, just tugging at your heartstrings. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We will become.
You know, when I grew up in Germany, and my parents went to a theater, Karlsruhe usually, and sometimes we were, allowed to go too. And we saw operas and we saw theater, and it's now, and I came to the States in 87, and there was nothing till really I came to here, pretty much. There's a little bit in Salt Lake, but really there is so much theater, film. I mean, all this new / old entertainment coming back, but bringing it back newly, right? I mean, it's just really very cool to see
I think the special thing about it is we're bringing the community back together coming out of COVID.
Right.
We all got in our little shells and we got isolated.
Yeah.
And we need to connect people. They're humans need to bond. We need to connect. We need a community. And I think that's, KCIW's community radio, community theater.
Yeah.
The film festival is about bringing community together.
And it stretches down the coast down to Crescent City, too. I mean, Crescent City's got its own unique little flavor to it. And I think collectively, once again, there's two a great community of coastal towns.
And the Wild Rivers Festival has did show movies last year.
At Port Pines with Dr. Kirk.
Yeah, we're going to do another one this year prior to the festival. So Sunday, August 12th, we're going to have a screening at Port-au-Pines South Beach.
Nice.
And I believe it's going to be a new film called Jellyfish Season.
Jellyfish season. I gotta remember that one. All right. Are you evolving? Do you feel like you're always evolving, Kat? Do you feel like it's getting better and better? Are you getting?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, to survive as a nonprofit, you have to be constantly evolving and adapting, I feel like, and because we've been so flexible and open to change, it's really, I feel like, accelerated our growth. Like, for example, I was able to report to the board last week. By the end of June this year, we've already raised as much money as we did for the entirety of 2025. It just keeps building on itself. The momentum keeps going. And it's because, like, we have such passionate people that are dedicated, like, not only to, just, like, showing up and having a good time and putting on a play, but, like, doing, like, just being dedicated and taking pride in a job well done as well. So we're really fortunate in that way.
So you are changing, you said a little bit, but is there actually a directional change or just a growing, changing, growing?
Like Sue was alluding to with the arts cooperation, the long-term goal for us, I think what we want to do, we've never had a home of our own. But we recognize collaboration is like imperative to survive as a nonprofit. And I think our next big goal on the horizon is to work with other arts groups and find a place to call home.
So you don't have to do so much of the
pop-ups.
The pop-up.
At
least you'll have a permanent place to pop up, right?
It'd be nice to be able to do it on our own terms once in a while. Yeah. That is
Pretty funny when you say pop-up. I was just seeing the Wild West when people go with their horse wagon and then come up and do their little, I don't know, their little magic show.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I think of the traveling theater in Station 11.
Well, there are some Pelican players, and how do you feel? You're not competing with them.
I don't feel like we're competing with the Checo Pelican players. Like I said, we have a different approach, we do a different style of play as well too. Like we have, there are people who, if there's a play on, they'll go see it. They're like that.
I'm one of those
Live
people.
Theater. But we have unique audiences too. We put on different kinds of shows. So yeah, we've been filling a need that I feel like there's been a need for that kind of theater as well too that hadn't been getting produced before.
And a good shoe would fit the Wild Rivers film, because if you were to find a permanent place, then maybe, again, that could
We'd
be
have
another
a place
venue
to screen for
show.
4 days during the festival.
Which you do at the Redwood Room at the library and at Redwood Theater.
If we grow, we need more
you are
places.
growing.
We are growing.
Yeah,
yes.
I think
think it is really cool to have several screenings. I think
We
that
do.
is pretty cool. You go from one place to
Right.
another.
And so again, it's about community.
Yeah,
And
it
we
brings
wanted
the
to
community
bring
together.
people back to downtown Brookings.
right.
I love the festivals in the port in the summer. They're so much fun. But a lot of times the businesses in downtown Brookings feel like stepchildren. And so one of our goals was to bring people back to downtown Brookings. And so it's all walkable. Our filmmakers who visit love it, that it's all walkable. So.
Right. And I really also like that they had, like, the stores on Main Street on 101, they open up, they had little, I don't know, cheese or I don't know, whatever they had, cheese and sweets and wine or whatever. And it had nothing to do with the film per se, except for, come and visit type thing.
hospitality.
Hospitality. I really like that
Hospitality,
too. I mean, of course, they showed their store as well, but
And
that was
that's part of our
secondary.
goal,
Yeah,
is
right?
to show off our favorite
it was
local
pretty cool.
businesses.
Right, and it costs money to do these things too. So
Yeah.
let's not forget that. So you're always, I always have a petition sometimes to listeners. How about these angel donors that are out there? But that being said, I know it must cost a penny to get you in, 1 penny, not 3, a penny to get you into the Redwood Theater and other places. And how about you? You're having to rent these. These
We'll rent
pop-up-
spaces for a couple weeks or a month at a time. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it does cost money.
It's true. You have to rent much longer than those 3 days that you're showing.
If we want to build a set,
because
yes.
you have to build this. Oh my goodness!
And you have to have that space to reherse in.
Yeah,
It always helps to be able to have the rehearsal space
So
the
you're
week leading up.
You
Yeah.
also just don't need volunteers to help in so many aspects, but also the money, the donations could come in any which way. So those people that are out here listening to this radio show and others like it, hey, these organizations, this radio station depends on your generosity, and everything is appreciated, right?
I have to say, for the Wild Rivers Film Festival, we really do rely on some angel donors, and they're
Right on.
largely anonymous. They don't really want their name out there, but you guys know who you are and just how much we appreciate you helping
Right.
us keep going.
Right on. Where does Kat and Jason see the Threepenny in a couple of years? Where do you see yourself going?
Yeah, if I have it my way, I see us in an arts collective doing some cool shows out of there, debuting our first musical. Yeah, and just getting better
I
and
mentioned
better.
Crescent City. We also got Gold Beach to the north, and these places all would have. How about you, Sue?
I want to share a fun story. So from the beginning, we've hoped that in addition to bringing the art and culture through film here, that we would serve as an incubator for filmmaking. And so 2 years ago, we had a young filmmaker from Hollywood here, Nick DeRue, and he had a short called, I'm just going to forget it, in Fishbowl. Anyway, he had this beautiful short. And in the meantime, he's connected with Judy Howard, which is a local mystery writer.
Oh yes, we don't. Judy.
And they've collaborated on writing a narrative screenplay, feature-length screenplay about a murder mystery set up, the Chetco. And I hope I don't share too much, but I believe they're in the process.
Who's the murderer?
Wait a minute, it kind of sounds...
I'm not going to give that away, but I think they're in the process of looking for a female lead for this movie. And that's the kind of incubation we had hoped to. So
Right on.
if it's set up the Chetco, then maybe they'll come back and film it.
Now, this isn't the Golden Dodo.
No.
This is with Bruce Ellis.
This isn't Bruce's.
different
That's another film that's emerged. So Chrissy was in Bad Fish.
Okay. Wow.
So it was a horror film, a mermaid horror film. It's really funny. And Bad Fish 2 is in the works. And
goodness.
so Chrissy and Bruce have come up with this screenplay that they're looking at filming, I believe, next year.
Yeah, the Golden Dodo.
Yeah, the Golden Dodo. So those are kinds of really exciting things for us. And our next goal is to have space where we can have a studio where young filmmakers, youth, or young adults can come in and work on projects.
Right on. Yeah, and you're incorporating all the people. And we know we live in Brookings, which is majority of people are over 60, something like that.
16. The
6
60.
All of us are over 0. I know that.
We have a large population of seniors. Yes.
Yeah, do you ever experience getting real young people, Kat, getting into the theater?
Yeah, actually, two of our very strong actresses in the Laramie Project are 14 and 16, respectively. yeah, and our cast members' ages range from 14 being the youngest with a parental permission slip. I was like, yeah, you got to get parental permission for this one. All the way up to, I believe, our oldest performer is in her 80s. So, yeah, multi-generational. We bring in all sorts of folks. And,
Well, it also helps your job at the library with helping the youth and your...
Yeah, it's all very, there's a lot of very performance-minded people who also love libraries.
I love it. It feels so good. I'm so glad we got a house here back in Brookings. Thanks, Sue.
You have a beautiful house
Thank
here
you.
in
We
Brookings.
really like your old house. So
It's lovely for entertainment.
we had the bathroom torn out today, by the way. Just to let you know, we had the upstairs bathroom.
All right, that's for later.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
TMI.
So what?
How do people...
What's next? What's next for both of you? Kat, what's next on the periphery of the Laramie Project?
Yes, so the Laramie Project is our next play. It is opening this month on July 17th at the Brookings Harbor Shopping Center. It's in the old Performing Arts Center that used to be the home of the Chetco Pelican Players and BHCT at one point or another.
Really? Which is next
Oh,
to
and the
what?
And so it's the space that is on top of, like above the DMV.
The DMV. Okay,
Yeah,
good. All right.
yeah, it's a multi-story
The
building.
17th. That's coming up. And how do people reach out and find out when the actual dates? and
Yeah,
times
so
are?
there's multiple ways to get in touch with
Okay.
us. You can visit and get tickets to the show. Our website, threepennytheater.com.
Is that
Three
spelled
as
out
in the number?
THREE? Or is
Yep,
it-
all spelled out.
Spelled out.
Threepenny Theater, and it's theater ER, the American spelling, not the British spelling.
ER, okay.
Yep, threepennytheater.com. You can get tickets there. You can also call 541
Okay.
373 0534 to reserve a seat.
541-373-0534.
That's correct. Yep. And we're on think of a social media platform. We're pretty much on it. You can follow us on Facebook for updates. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. So
Cool. Sue, how your big event is coming up
Big
in
event
August?
is coming up mid-August. So we're the third weekend in August if you're planning. So this
Good.
year, that's August 13 to 16.
Okay.
Our passes are on sale on our website, and that's wildriversfilmfestival.com.
Right. Okay. That's how you can find out. And we will have you and Dan come on just before the show. I think that first weekend of the first week of August, we'll have you on the show. Come in with
Dan's
Dan.
always fun.
Dan's a lot of fun. Yeah. He's
You should
super
sing
singer.
a little country too.
Yeah, he'll bring his
One show was only dedicated to his country singing.
I know, and he's got 2 new singles.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
2 new
right.
singles? Cool.
Yeah, cool
bring
stuff.
it.
I think
All right.
wow,
We're
this hour
done.
went by so fast. Thank you, both of you ladies, for coming in today.
This was
Yeah.
fun.
Kat
Yeah,
Liddell and
thank
Sue
you.
Wright, we appreciate you doing so much.
Everybody, you have been listening to the Doc and Jacques show on KCIW. Ooh, that's early. 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We hope you enjoyed our new segment on Ladies First, learning about Kat Liddell and Sue Wright on their projects.
Yep. And what's up next? Tony Durso is on
I
this
do say,
stage,
indeed, peace
right?
and prosperity to everyone out.
I'm going to say peace and prosperity, and I'm going to listen to our engineers who started the music really early, but I like it because it does transform right
Yeah,
now
it's
here.
really, really.
We'll get to listen. Folks, thanks again. Peace and love there.